Arrow functions are like the espresso shot of JavaScript. Smaller, faster to write, and definitely powerful. Today, I'll show you why developers love them and why you'll probably never want to code the old way again. Hey everyone, it's Said from Elite Tech Club, and today we are talking about arrow functions, one of the coolest and most modern ways to write functions in JavaScript. By the end of this video, you'll understand how they work and when to use them. Let's start with a question. Why did JavaScript even invent arrow functions? You can compare this with this. That right there is the reason. Less typing, cleaner code, more joy in life. An arrow function is just a shorter and cleaner way to write a function in JavaScript. It behaves like a regular function in most cases, but with less typing, less clutter, and a lot more style. Remove the word function and place arrow between the argument and opening body brace. If your function has only one expression, you can skip the return keyword and the curly braces. If you write an arrow function with one parameter, you can even remove the parentheses. Cool. Here you see the structure of an arrow function and then a bunch of functions defined. Here I will convert them step by step to an arrow function. Here, first of all, I'll copy and paste first function. You see that it accepts 0 parameters and returns a single expression. The first thing that I do is removing the function name, and then I'll assign this function to a variable. I'll call it getRandomNumber v2, the second version of getRandomNumber, and this should be familiar for you. This is a function expression which we saw in the previous video, but the thing is that we also should remove the function keyword, and then we have parentheses and the function body. Next step, we will add this arrow, and also don't forget the semicolon, and here we have the function body. But since we have only one expression, we can also remove this curly braces and the return keyword. So now our arrow function is ready and we completely rewrote this old function. Let's do it for the second one, but before that, let me also call this function inside the console log so you can see that it's working. I'll save it and let's see. Inspect and go to the console tab. Here you see the random number. Okay, then let's move on to the second one. Here again we have only one single expression, the function body, but we are also receiving a parameter. Again, I'll remove the function name, then I'll store this function in a variable, for example, greet2. Then we remove the function keyword and add the arrow, so equal sign followed by a greater than sign, and then we remove curly braces and the return keyword. So this is now our function. Let me quickly add the original function as well. Greet accepts name and returns hello plus name. We can also add space here. Okay, next example, this add function. Now compared to the previous ones, we still have this single expression, but this time the function takes 2 parameters. Again, copy that. So I think now you get the idea. I'll remove function name and store it in a variable named add v2. This one is also greet v2, okay? And then we also remove the function keyword, we add arrow, and again, since we have only one expression in the function body, I'll remove this curly braces and the return keyword. So now you see that our function is much cleaner and easier to write compared to the previous one. Let's move on. Here we have a different one. So there's no parameters, but we have multiple statements here. And let me quickly go back to the previous one. As a side note, whenever we have only one parameter, so only one parameter, not more, not less, we can also remove the parentheses. So we can make our arrow function even cleaner. Okay, let's move on. Now we have the getUser function, no parameters, but the difference is that we have more than one statement. Okay, now let me directly write our arrow function, the variable name, getUser v2, and then parentheses, no parameters, arrow, and here we cannot remove curly braces and the return keyword because we have more than one statement. So we should just keep it as it is. And yeah, let me also save that. So this is now our arrow function. Next one, we have one parameter as the function input, and again, more than one statement. Const write age v2. Since we only have one parameter, we can remove parentheses, and then the function body, and simply copy and paste it. And the last one, two parameters and multiple statements. Create user v2 parentheses. We have two parameters here, name and age, arrow, and then function body. Save it also to make sure that it's working as it should. I log that in the console.log, create user v2, and then we pass two arguments, John and 44. Save it, and let's check the console tab. Here you see we have an object, age is 44 and name is John. All right, your turn. Here's a quick challenge. Convert this JavaScript regular function into an arrow function. Drop your answer in the comments, I'll check them. And that's it. If arrow functions made you feel like coding just got easier, hit that like button, it really helps the video get pushed to more people. Subscribe for more JavaScript content and let me know in the comments what JS topic you want next. Until next time, keep coding, keep innovating, and as always, stay awesome.